Welcome everybody to this Friday's Peluca Paint stream. My name is Peluca and I paint, hence the name Peluca Paints. How is everybody doing? We have a great stream for you today. Today we are going to paint probably one of the mightiest mummified toads. We're going to paint Lord Kroak himself. As you can see, he's armless because we're gonna... Oh, what's the word? We're gonna paint the arms separately. There you go. The arms and the mighty toad. Give me one sec. Okay. So, last stream we were painting... Tehenhauin. No. We were painting the skink that accompanies Lord Kroak. So you're gonna see Lord Kroak sitting on his throne, and this guy is gonna be sitting right next to him. He's like a very contrast. He's like all dull colors because he's, mummified. And we have these like bright colors on this beautiful skin. We have done the skin, we have done the leather, we have done the tiny cool fin, we have done the marble in black marble here. Well, it looks like black marble. Black marble. Somebody said it looks like black lightning. I'll take that. We have done the glowing eyes, so he's almost finished. But I don't like painting metallics that much, and he's going to have a lot of gold metallic details. After that, I'm going to do the feathers and the spear, which is going to be kind of like green glowy stone. You're gonna see, it's gonna look very nice. Besides this guy, but okay, so going back to the gold, I don't like painting metallics that much, so I waited till the end, till also Lord Kroak needs to his golden metallics painted. So we're gonna paint his skin first. Actually, we're gonna start with his skull, which I started doing kind of like a bone, what is it? Bone white color on it, but then I thought about it again. I want the... When you see desiccated skulls or mummified skulls in the desert... Hey, Lord Master of Sotek, how are you, my friend? Welcome. How are you doing, my friend? When you see mummified skulls in the desert where there's no... where it doesn't rot, the mummified skull is actually white as white can be. No, haven't seen the video today, my dude. I just went into Discord and saw the notifications of the new videos. I'm gonna check it out right after my stream. You've been hyped about that video a lot, so I'm really excited about it too, my dude. I can't wait to see it. So yeah. The bone, the bone on the skull is like pretty white. So we're gonna work around that and make the skull actually very white. It's gonna do a nice contrast, but he's going to have like a golden mask on front in his face. So you're not gonna see, when you see the front of the miniature, you're not gonna see the skull a lot. So it's actually a detail from when you take the miniature and turn it around and such. It's gonna look cool. So we're gonna do the skin, we're gonna do the skull first. I hope to finish the skull. I hope to finish the skin maybe today, maybe in the main body of Lord Kroak, probably in his arms too. And yeah, the skink, like I said, Lord Master, if you're still there, the skink is like almost done. But like I said, I don't want to paint the gold yet. I'm going to wait for it. Until I have Lord Kroak until the same point. The same step point. I have realized that my vocabulary in English like goes down 97% when I'm streaming. I'm trying to like say stuff and I'm getting like blah blah blah, and I start to, instead of saying, for example, the tip of the brush, I'm saying the point of the brush, and some other stuff that I'm like, holy shit, how can I not get those words out? Maybe it's, me being nervous during stream, I don't know. But, it's for some reason when I'm doing live streams, English becomes 10 times more difficult. Maybe because there's an audience, although sometimes there's no audience. But let's continue to Lord Kroak. So we're on this step with the skink. You can see the eyes, the leather, the skin, the black marble shaft, everything is doing cool. Before I continue, I must do the gold, but I had to paint Imperial Knight Warden, which had a lot of metallic details, and it just completely drained me on painting metallics. So right now I don't want to touch metallics for a little while, so I've been painting other stuff. I'm handling like 6-7 projects at the moment, so it's a lot of things. I fixed this, which I think this looks way better now. Way better. These are kind of like fangs, claws, like huge teeth or whatever, spikes that go under Lord Kroak's throne. And the white lines, I had them way too thick. So I didn't like it. It looked clumsy. That's the word I'm looking for. It looked very clumsy. So I redid it. I painted it thinly, so it looks much more clean. It looks a lot better, in my opinion. Here we have one and here we have the other. So this goes kind of this way. They're like very tight together. So these ones go to the side and this one goes to the front. So they're kind of like this, but a lot more straighter. If you see them from the side like this, and if you see them from the front, it's gonna look kind of like this. It's gonna look tight. I think it looks way better than before. Way better. And this trim is also gold. But like I said, we're not touching gold yet. Another thing that we were painting recently, I had this commission from a long time from a client which actually lives here. It's one of the clients that gives me like huge commissions. It's a very cool dude, a friend of mine. And he pays very good, so. And yeah, I was reading the details on his commission, and I forgot when doing this conversion of slug tongue that he wanted glowing on his eyes. And it is kind of difficult because the skull, it's concave, it's a hole. So making that glow coming from inside the hole, it's not easy. But I think I managed it pretty well. You can see the glow coming from the eyes. And he also wanted some glowing eyes in the skull, which I think it's a very nice detail. It makes the miniature look a lot more menacing. You can see he's like a wizard, well, he's Slugtongue. I don't know exactly what he is. And yeah, Lord Master of Soda can probably tell you a lot more about Slugtongue than I can. My English starts to suck when I stream, and it's literally only English I speak. Yeah, dude, I honestly don't know what it is. Like I said, maybe it's trying to, unless I have kind of a script, maybe I need to do that, but I'm not very good on writing stuff like that. But I don't know, I just like that, and the words just don't come, dude. They just don't come out. Yeah, this honestly, this is not my, what to call it, this was not my invention of a Slugtongue conversion. The client who commissioned me this, he bought the pieces and he saw the conversion on the internet and he saw like, I like this particular conversion of Slugtongue, so I want you to make this. But I don't like this piece, I don't like that piece, I don't like this. So he told me like, put this, there and that, and I want his tongue kind of be there, and I want him to be kind of grimy. You cannot see it very well because of the lighting. My lighting is bullshit, but you can see there's a few pieces that are kind of shining, and when you see it in real life, not through a camera, you can see he's got like grime like leaking out of many holes, and yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. Danae Uncreative, how are you? Welcome, first time on the stream. How are you? Glad to see you here. And yeah, he's like a very like strange creature. I saw many illustrations, descriptions. I read many descriptions of him. So the descriptions say that he looks like a hunched, like ancient huge crow, but with the face, you know, his face is kind of like a skull, and it's like a very strange and like ominous being. The embodiment of famine. Yeah, so you can see he's very thin. There's no belly there. Famine. He's a cruel, intelligent creature that wanders the old world, bringing. Yeah, I wanted to make if he would have had a bigger base, like for something scenic instead of like a miniature for playing. I read that when he walks through the land, the earth around him kind of like withers and dies. You know, like where he goes, like all the crops die, and there's like you say, he's the famine fiend, and there's just like death surrounds him. Like he withers everything around him. So it's very cool. Swarms of insects devastating, weather and pestilence all following. Yeah, he sounds like a Nurgle character actually a little bit. Although it just withers away, isn't like reborn and like converted like actually when there's a Nurgle. Like Nurgle actually is like he's death and rebirth at the same time, something like that. I'm not very good at describing Warhammer Fantasy stuff. He's most famous for that he only has a desiccated skull for a head face, and there are constantly large insects and bugs crawling all around his body and through his skull. Ooh, super spooky. I would have loved there has never been, I think, an actual miniature of Slugtongue. No. So yeah, it is. I think this is the most. I wouldn't say accurate, but it's a very close conversion. And I wanted his hand to look kind of like putrid, like that. That's why it's kind of purpley. The tongue I did with green stuff. You know, it's not my best work. It's not my worst. But yeah, I think he looks very cool for what it's worth. You know, with his staff and all that. But he's and you can see I converted his feet. This is actually, I think this is a wizard. I don't no, I think the original miniature of this is a necromancer from the Vampire Count. No, he's like this bald guy and has like this kind of thing behind his neck and brr, brr, brr. You know, and the original miniature is a necromancer, so he had feet. So I cut his feet out and I put some hooves, you know, just for like a beastman like kind of miniature. Evening, mate. Hey, Snaderino, how are you, my friend? Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Glad to see you here, my dude. And yeah, so that is about this conversion. So let's attack Lord Kroak right now. So first of all, what was that? I put something in my mouth that shouldn't have put in my mouth. There we go, this is the order. Okay. So, we got neutral gray for the base of the skull of Lord Kroak. So we're just gonna give it another layer, because I'm using very thin layers so that we don't lose any of the detail. Kroak, we're gonna put this away so that we have some space and we can paint Lord Kroak properly and giving him the detail he deserves. There we go. We're gonna take this neutral gray, thin it down a little bit. You can see, thin layer, very thin layer, and just lay it down all around his skull. I didn't want to finish the skin. As you can see, the skin is kind of like torn apart because he's a mummified frog. Toad, is he a toad? Lord Master of Sotek, if you're still there, is he a toad or is he a frog? I think he's a toad. He's a huge toad, right? I don't even know the difference between toad and frog. But yeah. So as you can see, the skin croaked to bloodthirsters. A fake. Really? He died to bloodthirsters. Interesting. Well, but he's not dead. He lives still. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, because the skin is kind of like torn apart in his skull, I couldn't just paint the skin. I was gonna leave some like it was gonna look weird if I would have to go back to the skin after I finished the skull. So, well, the language used by GW implies they're toads, but I believe technically they're frogs due to the species they're based on being native to jungles of South America. Really? Interesting. So, like I said, we're I think it's the layers of gray. I think they're good enough right now on his skull. We're gonna do a very, very thin wash with we're not gonna use black paint. No, we're gonna use black gray. We're gonna use Model Air Dunkelgrau, Panzer Dunkelgrau Gray. So we're gonna take Dunkelgrau from Model Air. I see the Tomb Kings were pretty Egyptian in how they look since they're all banged up, bandaged up. I'm alright, thank you yourself. I'm good, my friend, very good. Just painting Lord Kroak right now. Oh, and by the way, FYI, South American mummies, none of them have bandages. They have clothing on, no bandages. Bandages is exclusively an Egyptian thing. Snairino, they even made some dead dwarf bodies to lie on the bridge. Oh, that's sad, but cool. I'm Chilean, but yeah. Oh, you're from Chile? ¿Qué tal? Though mostly on elementary school, not nearly as much on university or more academic contexts. The horror, yeah, dead dwarves, that is no good. Won't stay long, going to bed in 30 minutes. I have to wake up. Oh yeah, you have to wake up early, but thank you so much for dropping by, my friend. Really appreciate it. By the way, for those of you just jumping in, I'm Peluca and I paint, hence the name Peluca Paints. I'm a Peru-based and, well, Peruvian miniature painter. And yeah, right now we're painting Lord Kroak. It's a cool commission. Danae, by the way, are you in Chile right now or are you living in the US? So as you see, we're doing this very thin layer here. Just a very thin layer. Of dunkelgrau here, just to get into the crevices. Okay, so I think we got it darker. As you can see, it kind of blends a little bit too much with the skin. That's because the base color of the skin is that same dunkelgrau. United States. The United States. Yeah. So now we're going to go back to the same color. The neutral gray from model color. And we're gonna take that color and we're gonna start building the volume, so to speak. And for that, I'm gonna use my glasses. Very old man. You got any favorite painter? Someone who inspires you? Oh, a lot. You got Roman Lapat. You got Ben Comet. You got Sam Lenz. You got Richard Gray. You got, you know, Lan Studio. I think it's Lan Studio or Ian Studio. I really don't know. I think it's Ian Studio. But Mikhail Pisarski. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. You got, oh my god, what's his, Trovarian. Trovarian inspires me a lot. His painting is incredible. Sergio Calvo, you know, Angel Giraldes, they're freaking great. Who else? Those are like the ones that I kinda most aspire to. Richard Gray, fuck yeah, man. Oh, Richard Gray is incredible. Have you seen his Mortarion? His technique. It's I don't know. I have tried to paint like him, but I can't. So I just don't know. I need to watch more videos, more tutorials of him and try to emulate him. I want to get into Richard Gray's Patreon and to Mikhail Pisarski's Patreon, just to like emulate them a little bit more. I especially like the style of Mikhail Pisarski somehow reminds me a lot of Rembrandt. That contrast between light and dark, It is not as strong as Rembrandt, but it is kind of like in the, you know? So I kind of want to go into that direction, if you would ask me, you know? But he's so impeccable, and my hands are shaking. It's all bullshit. It takes me a lot of time to get a very clean finish to the miniatures, and even there, my finishes are not that clean. Yeah, Richard Gray is incredible. It's like Demon Rich is his Instagram. Oh, and like I said, Mikhail Pisarski, his Instagram is, I think it's Lan Studio or Ian Studio, like IAN Studio. I've been on his Patreon for a while, and I'm still amazed at every new piece. From Richard Gray or Pisarski? So we're taking our... Right now, like I said, we were doing accentuating, or just kind of going over the crevices here of the skull so that we don't lose them. And we're going back again with the neutral gray, just to build the volume around these crevices. And we're not gonna be blending perfectly. We're trying to build a texture so that you can kind of see the texture of the skull. Kirill Kanaev, yes, Kirill Kanaev is just another incredible painter. It's amazing what he did with this kind of Indian goddess, which is like sitting on these pillows. Oh, dude, that just gave me such a hobby boner. Dude, it was incredible. Oh, there is like a fiber here. I hate it because there is so much dust in here. Very dusty area where I am. I get like these fibers and shit, and I should probably also clean up my desk a little bit. I haven't cleaned it in years. You can see like the layers of dirt on my shelf of on my paint rack. It's disgusting, but yeah, I should clean it up. So like I said, we're building this volume up and trying to build a texture in the skull. So this is what we're trying to do. It's difficult because you're trying to build texture and at the same time give that sense of volume of where the light hits and when it's getting darker and all that stuff. So it's you know, but it takes time to learn it and to do it properly. So you're doing kind of like 2-3 things at the same time. Building texture, creating volume, and, you know, setting up lights, midtones, and your dark tones. I need to go lurk, might be more active. Like, no problem, Danae. Glad to see you here, and thank you so much for hanging out and yeah, and just popping by. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in a little while.
This be a grand enough lot.
Sevenscans joined the clan. Thank you so much for that follow. Really appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the stream, my friend. Very, very glad. I'm gonna... While I do the textures, let me roll a 1-minute ad so that new people that come in don't have to see the ads. It's just regretful, but something that I have to do. And if you're subscribed, you don't see the ads. I didn't know that. Not to push you to subscribe because, you know, Twitch steals my money. But if you want to, more than welcome to do it. Every little bit helps. Oh shit. See, I fucked that up because this was a little bit too thin and the paint just went right into the crevice, which we don't actually want. There we go. So I try to build a texture just by not painting a flat surface, but kind of painting little spots, kind of like not actually doing dots, but just painting patches and leaving some of the color under it just not covered. So I'm trying to do that, and in the part where I think the light's gonna hit most, or when I try and, well, not try, when I get to the edges, I try to leave the spaces between these painted patches just a little bit smaller, you know? Kind of just build this up, trying to build these porous, because the skull, the bone has pores, you know, holes, tiny holes. So I try to kind of build that kind of porous texture of the bone on top of the skull. There we go. There we go. Just little by little are we trying to do a little bit, a little bit. A little bit more and a little bit more. just some holes. Okay, so just that knee and the top of the skull. That's all the bone that you are going to get to see from Lord Kroak. Okay, so. The tiny wash. I'm going to use this brush to do a dunkelgrau wash. We're going to use it very thinly. I'm going to use it here. Actually a little bit thicker there, because yeah, that's good. Okay, but here we're going to apply it in such a way that we're just going to do it very thinly. Can you see it how it just covers here? Yeah, that way. Just gonna use it here a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit here. Just a little bit here. We don't want anything to be kind of flat. We want it to have the illusion of volume. So there we go. Ah, looks nice. Maybe a little bit more here. There it is. Okay. Cool. Here maybe a little bit. There we go. A bit of this here. Okay. And in this specific line, I want to add a little bit more contrast. So I'm gonna go over this pure dunkelgrau. Here, there we go, and there's another line here, there we go, there's another one here. Just that the cracks kind of in the skull are very distinctive. There we go. Cool. Very cool. Nice. Yeah, it's looking good. I like it. Now we're gonna go to the cool part. Whew. Give me 1 sec. Let me relax my eyes. Just a little bit. Oh. Ooh. There we go. Whew. Cheers, a little bit of coffee. Oh, we forgot about the knee. Yeah, but that's gonna be over quickly. How's by the way, how's everybody doing? Any plans for the weekend? Any cool things planned? I'm just gonna take this. Go over the knee. That was a very tiny spot. Now we're gonna go and take Gracier Citadel paint. Don't have any other similar paints from any other. Do I have astronomical? Great. But this paint is kinda older and it's not very well maintained, so to speak. We'll try and shake it up, see if this works out. Almost never use this one. Interesting. I like this. Use this instead of Gracier. There's a little bit of a blue tinge to it. Yeah. Just itches. So now the next step is to do the same, but in less surface, and like I said, trying to build volume. Most of the miniature paintings exactly doing the same, but in less surface and with less volume. Okay. You know, it's not going as dark, so that we can kind of continue here and make it actually dark here, which is where, you know, light's gonna fall the least. So, yeah, I need to clean this up after streaming. So far, just a tiny recap of what we have done so far with the skull. Base color for this. Words are hard. So, base color for the skull has been neutral gray from model color. All my paints are Vallejo. They're good paints. I like them, but it's not because, oh yeah, I love Vallejo, best paint ever. No, it's because the only thing that they sell here in my city. But yeah, let's continue with this. So, like I was saying, the base color for this has been neutral gray from model color. Then we have applied a thin wash of, what's it here? Of Dunkelgrau, Panzer Dunkelgrau gray from Model Air Vallejo. So this is a thin wash. And after that, we have applied a paint that I haven't used in a long time. Citadel Foundation Astronomican Gray, which is kind of like a gray with a tiny tint of blue, but just very, very faint tint of blue. So that is what we're doing, and we have painted it in such a way that we have built a texture, as you can see, to the bone. This is not just plain flat blending. We don't want that. We don't want it to be smooth as a egg or whatever. We want this to have these kind of porous texture of bone. So this is what I have been doing so far. Deep freeze and super glue will let go. Oh, you might, if you deep freeze it, the super glue will let go? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, when I have concluded that while I'm streaming, my vocabulary and my ease of tongue, you know, to speak in English just drops some 90% for some reason. I kind of start speaking like, you know, like an idiot. So, you know, like our friend Arnold here. You know,
I am
like,
tired of
I'm
the same
tired.
old phrases. The same
like,
old thing.
Yeah, super glue loses its grip. Oh, that's interesting. Definitely gonna try that out. Okay, I think we're done with this layer. Not this layer, but this layer. As you can see, we've built all this texture, which looks pretty nice. And what we're gonna do now, I think let's see, I think these, whoops, nope. Okay, so right now what I'm gonna do is just do a little bit of kind of edge highlighting and doing final lights on the skull. After that, the skull is going to be finished. And after that, I think we can begin a little bit with the skin. Just a little bit. Let's see. I want to see if the... Right now we're using as the highlight, we're going to use Wolf Gray. I want to see if that's as bright as I want it to be, but not too bright. We don't want to go all the way to white. You know? We just want to go a little bit brighter. You know, it's not a gem we're doing. It doesn't have to be that bright. Okay, I think we're done. Yeah, guys, we're finished with the skull. Look at that beautiful skull. Actually, for example, we have done this skull in grays because I wanted it to be gray, but if you wanted to give this skull kind of like, for example, it is the base, the surrounding of Lord Kroak is going to be a lava field. It's going to be like a lava field. So this is why the skull is also being like very, very white, you know, there's no humidity in it, so to speak. So it's not gonna get greenish tint. For example, if the surrounding of this Lord Kroak would be a swamp or a jungle, then I would probably do the skin of the mummy a little bit greenish, the skull maybe have a green tint, going more for brown tones, blah blah blah. But like I said, because I have built this with grays, you can actually just glaze any color you want on top of it. Go again over it with some, depending on what glaze you do, with a very bright tone of that kind of same saturation of the glaze. So if it's kind of like a yellow glaze, you take a like really bright, maybe bone white color or maybe off-white, and you can do the highlights with that, and it's gonna look incredible because we have laid all the work, the previous work, with this grace. So actually you can work over this with any tone you want. Make it blue, red, blah blah. You can do whatever you want, but it's gonna be like that, white. And then next time we're gonna do all the skin. Yeah, I thought we would be able to finish the skull quickly, but actually doing the whole texture thing, it just takes a ton of time. But it's good. So next time we can actually concentrate and do, you know, specifically the skin. I'm gonna work on it through the week, you know, to have it, maybe I finish it through the week. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today, my friends. Layering and glazing is what I do most. Yeah, it's one of the best ways to get good results, you know, with not as much work. So again, thank you so much to all the people that came through the stream, through the raid, and all those who stayed here. Thank you so much for having patience and listen to me, you know, talk about my road through the hobby of Warhammer and paying attention to the painting and all that. Thank you so much to Quietus86 and Irgutspieler for hanging out, talking a lot, asking questions, and keeping the flow of the stream going. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you guys next time here. I always stream on Fridays around this time. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great... Oh wait, thank you so much to Crisp Minis for that huge raid. And thanks to all the new followers: Hellfire 401, Salsabeth, Cryo Cheese, Crisp Minis himself, Unveritas, Quietus 86, Nalan TV, Richard Dreads, Paul's Playtime, and Rat Richard. Thank you so... Oh, you were here, you devil. Thank you so much, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. AC Minis, also thank you so much for bringing all your friends here to the stream. Now let's go and make some noise on that stream of Studio J7. I hope you guys have a great weekend and hope to see you next time. Let's go, and this is the awkward part. Let's go and let's start the raid. Take care, my friends, and again, be safe.